Yo, what is up? Thank you all for tuning into Market the Live. Oh my goodness, I always butcher this. The live market analysis Monday. What's going on? July 8th, guys. Let's pull up good old Coin Gecko.
Testing.
I can hear
Sorry.
you. You're good, bro. Let's pull up CoinGecko, see where we're sitting. Again, guys, today's July 8th, 2024. We got Bitcoin sitting at 56,557. We got Ethereum at 3K. Solana sitting at 137. XRP still stable coin at 42 cents. Uh what's going on, bro? Can you hear me? Nope. Perfect. All right. Well, what we're gonna do in the meantime while Garrison is connecting, he's muted right now, but what we'll do is we'll share the screen here. We'll jump into some charts, see what's going on. Let's pull this up. Hopefully you guys can see this now. All right. So let's go here, guys. You could see we've gotten quite a bit of a drop in the past few days, really the past week since we got in here last. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So the market was around here last time when we were on. Dropped about 24% for Aave. Let's see here. We got Uni. A lot of these a lot of pretty much every chart, bro. Oh my goodness. Art Rocket Pool at 14 bucks. Goodness, bro. I don't think I've seen it
I
there
haven't
since
looked at
like,
Rocket Pool in a while, actually.
yeah, bro. It's been a while since literally almost 2 years ago since it's been at this price. Almost 2 years ago since we've been here. But yeah, man, I want to pull up the total market caps in Bitcoin. I want to dive into this here real quick. Let's see. So we got the total market cap. A lot of people are probably scared selling their bags. I don't know why people want to sell all of their money down here and then buy all their crypto up here. Don't make sense to me. If you already bought up here, you might as well hold and buy again. Get your dollar cost average. You know, if you bought once here, you're sitting about right here. You lower your risk a little, your losses. But yeah, honestly, total market cap. I mean, dude, we could draw this on a larger scale. Right now, we're holding that level. I think it looks good, bro. Where we're at. And again, if you throw this the fib on a larger time frame, we could throw these on there. See, second, give me a second. All right. But yeah, we can throw these on there. Let me change the color so everybody can see that. And you can see that the market's hit that 61.8% line pretty much perfectly. When we throw this here to on the 50%, we're kind of ranging within that zone. I'm going to delete the black lines though, but you can see, even though we're in the purple or that pink, whatever color that is for you, we were still respecting on a larger time frame too. I think there's room. We could still move down here as far as the total market cap goes, but this again isn't out of the ballpark. Right now, we have a lot of things happening in the market as far as news goes. We got a lot of what is it? The not Silk Road. Is it Silk? No, but a lot of the confiscated money out. Is it from what money right now are they selling, Garrison? The Bitcoin.
Germany's selling something.
Isn't it
I'll
Silk
pull it
Road
up.
money?
I'm not for sure. Let me try to look that up real quick.
But yeah, I think it's Silk Road money. So pretty much Silk Road Bitcoin. It was money that was purchased 10 years ago. I know I shared the article. I'm just blanking on where that money was confiscated from or taken, stolen, saved, however you want to word it. But as far as the total market cap goes, I think, I want to see the market really hold that 1.944 trillion level. And then if worse comes to worse, we break below. Let's get rid of this 50% on even a larger time frame. You could see. So we'll actually leave that there. But worst case, I think we actually have these two levels: the black line, the blue line, and then comes the last levels of support at the 1.73. That would be the worst case. Honestly, even these aren't that bad. We already kind of wicked down there, but let's pull up Bitcoin, check it out. And this was something I shared here in the Discord for a market update. But ultimately, guys, what we got here is again, we have multiple different fibs I put on here, but these fibs are lining up to something we call a fib cluster. What is a fib cluster? A fib cluster is just where we draw multiple fibs and all the fibs start aligning at the levels, right? So here we have, what is that, 23.6, the 38.2, and the 78.6 fib level. They all aligned to right here at this area. And you can see we kind of held there pretty strong, touched it a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We even came down here a little bit, but here we can see we broke through on a smaller time frame. These levels aren't as important, but you need to understand that they're still there. It's not like it doesn't, if we go on the 4 hour, you can see it respected quite a bit more than you can if we just on the daily, right? Broke through, touched, touched, touched. But ultimately we broke through this level. And usually when I look for a buy or sell opportunity, I want to see price break through a level, retest, and enter, whether it's a sell or buy. Here, right, this was a floor, 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 was a floor, kind of broke, floor, floor, right? But ultimately we broke through. When we broke through, we retested right there. That was a sell opportunity, sell opportunity, sell opportunity. And obviously more on leverage if you're doing this with on the exchange, like spot trading this, you're probably not going to see too much profit unless you're playing with large sums of money, which you could be, but again, it's probably not going to be most lucrative for you to do that unless you have a larger amount of money to, leverage trading. If you're going to sell these, is the where the profits at. But ultimately, I sent this in the Discord, and you can see we broke and retest. I actually think we're going to continue down more to the bottom of this 52,139. And another thing to keep in mind too, guys, which I don't have pulled up here, is how much it costs to mine a Bitcoin. The cost per mining and the reward, right? They get rewarded. How much are they getting rewarded? How much does it cost? I don't have the chart in front of me to pull it up, but I will pull it up when Garrison starts talking. But yeah, I'll pull up the cost a little bit more because that is something else to keep in mind. Then we have the elections coming up too. Again, also we have the Silk Road. I believe Bitcoin was being sold from Germany. Again, it was confiscated from somewhere. I can't remember where. But
Yeah, I actually found that if you
yeah,
want me to
yeah.
cover that.
What you got, bro?
So yeah, it looks like it was from a website called movie2k.to, which was a popular pirated media content platform, and Germany ended up seizing the website's assets, including its Bitcoin holdings, and have been selling them off over time.
Sheesh. Yeah, and
So
there was a lot of it too.
they like pirated media content, popular movies and TVs, and that were available on the internet and stuff like that. So I guess that's what it was from.
Yeah, I want to say there was something else too that was there was something else confiscate I think they're starting to pay back the Silk Road people. And again, they bought Bitcoin from 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago. We're in 2024. That's in 2014, guys. So
Yeah.
let's see, where are we at price wise? As far as price goes, look, I mean, we were well, this chart doesn't even show it. I think this one does. Let's go to the weekly. No, in 2014, price was
Oh, Mount Gox
Mount Gox,
repayments.
that's what it is. I couldn't think of it, bro. I was
Yep.
blanking for some. But yeah, guys, 2014, you can see
So
Bitcoin
yeah,
was, oh, well, this
probably
isn't even
both of them.
accurate
It's probably
either.
the Mount Gox. My bad to cut you off, but it's probably that
No, you're
Mount
good.
Gox repayments and the movie 2KO or whatever it
Yeah.
was.
And that Mount Gox, yeah, so Mount Gox was a Magic the Gathering trading card. It was pretty much a card trading game platform that got turned into a Bitcoin exchange because a lot of people are utilizing Bitcoin to play this game. So back in 2014, you can see prices were pretty neat, right? This is still 2015, so you can imagine how much cheaper Bitcoin was in 2014 and previous. But guys, this is when it got locked up. Imagine you put 50 bucks in, right? Now your Bitcoin sitting at 55K, 60K, and they're starting to get their money back, right? It was sitting at 70K and they're starting to get their money back. Obviously, I'm selling some for profit, bro. I might be selling some. If I held it that long, you better believe when I get it back, I need some USD, bro.
At
I
least
need some
paying
USD.
a few bills.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I think there's a lot of things to keep in mind. I think the bottom of the zone is probably where I want to see us touch and respect. Now, these levels still aren't out of the question. There's a lot of things happening with the news and the market sentiment right now where it's a little scary, but Garrison, I want to pass it over to you if you want to share your screen or if you want to talk for a minute.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot. I'll go ahead and share my screen.
You should
Whenever you
be
get that
good.
over. But yeah, so it's kind of clear why Bitcoin is dropping. It's right out in the open why that they're selling these assets right now. Um, but I wanted to go over a little bit of news. A lot of Ethereum ETF applications files have been updated. So Fidelity, VanEck, Franklin, 21 Shares, Grayscale, and BlackRock. Also, VanEck and 21 Shares officially file for spot Solana ETFs. So there's a lot of stuff going on the the ETH ETFs, and people starting to try to get Solana ETFs as well. So let's, just
Yo,
stay
sorry to
patient.
interrupt you, bro.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the spot ETFs for Ethereum aren't live yet, are they?
no, it doesn't appear to be yet.
Yeah,
So
so that's another thing to keep in mind too. So guys, the difference between the spot and like a perpetual, like any type of, ETF, the difference being they're with the spot ETF, they're buying the asset on the spot. It's the easiest way to remember it. Sorry, bro.
yeah, no, that was good. Thank you for sharing that. Um, But yeah, so as you can see, German government sells 17,000 Bitcoin worth 951 million, its largest single day Bitcoin liquidation. They're selling it to exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken, I believe, right now. Um, there's the VanEck. Apparently, people think Donald Trump could spark a Bitcoin rally. He is accepting Bitcoin um, as donations for his presidential race. What do they call that? His traveling when
Yeah,
he was
sorry, bro.
traveling, whatever.
Yeah,
No, you're good.
first campaign.
Yeah, campaign. So yeah, a lot of stuff's kind of been happening quietly. The ETFs are slowly being worked out. Took time, just like Bitcoin. Tyler said, some of these lower levels are possible here. So um just stay patient, be ready to DCA, and stay patient and just wait for the future. We know in like the next 5-10 years, a lot of these things are, we may never see some of these prices again in the next 5-10 years. We're gonna be here like, oh my gosh, you remember looking at Compound at fifty
Yeah, dude.
dollars, even though we saw it
25,
at
24
25,
bucks. Yeah,
right?
24, bro.
Or Solana. Look, I think I still have my circles down here. Solana at $20. It was I didn't buy any down here, unfortunately, but I know you did. Uniswap,
Oh shit, sorry, I was muted.
three
But yeah, I got some at the 11 range for Solana. 11
three
bucks.
dollars for Uniswap, which actually it's in a lawsuit still. I was trying to get an update on that, but it hasn't really gone any farther. Um, I know Tyler's looked at a lot of these and pulled up a lot of them, so I don't really have much else. I did just want to kind of go over the news, and these things are happening behind the scenes, although they're not talked about a lot. What's being brought up right now is fear, because they want to be accumulating these assets. They don't want us to be buying these assets. They want these assets first. I'm honestly really surprised. Like, I feel like it's a bad move that Germany's selling their assets.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was muted. But yeah, bro, it's honestly it's interesting, man. It's definitely interesting because, dude, think about I'm trying to think like why would they do that, especially if they accumulated them at that time, but they're also probably under some type of like legality issue. They confiscated them, but there's probably some court case going
True.
on with, all this. They have to repay this, that, and the other. That's what I'm assuming. But
It did say
yeah,
it did. I did kind of see a thing that it said it was a little bit of a hedge against inflation as well. So
yeah,
maybe
bro.
they're probably taking profits.
And
Everybody,
sorry,
especially if you said they were locked up 10 years ago.
yeah, for Mount Gox, bro. I just pulled up the article for it, but Yeah, man, they're gonna want to take profits. And then also too with the Germany one, I know there was a guy like a whale that was like trying to get in contact with
Yeah, I did
officials and
see
there
that
he's like,
too.
"Yeah, I
That's
want to
pretty
buy it."
cool.
Like,
That's
yeah,
pretty cool. That would not affect the price. That's like over the counter. So that's not when you
yeah,
sell it to an exchange, that's when it starts to affect the price.
Fox.
So
But yeah, here's this article, bro. So it says, massive selling pressure on Bitcoin as it continues. Bitcoin falling, 7.5%, dropping below 54K. And then it's here it is. It says the latest selling pressure was
you
I
should
don't
be
know
able to
what that
share your
means.
screen if you want.
Oh yeah. Perfect. Let me pull that up. Sorry.
No, you're good. I don't really have much else though. So I just
But
want to go over the news and
no, you're good, bro. Yeah, so Mount Gox officially announced that it started its refunds in, I'm actually curious to see what price they're refunding these people at because I can guarantee you they're not refunding them at current price. There's no way.
yeah,
And
no.
I don't know if it says it here in the article, but you can see, where is it? Maybe it's not this one. I know there's another one too that I sent. Here it is. Yeah, here we go. That's what I was looking for. So Bitcoin slips below 61K as Mt. Gox repayment looms. And again, this is from July 3rd. This is 5 days ago. This overhang up to 140K Bitcoin should continue to weigh on the market. So there's 140K Bitcoin to be sold. Let's see. Let's see. I know. I just want to see where they're. I thought it said that where they were repaying them, but yeah, man, they were holding it for easily, suggesting that 15K Bitcoin. Oh no. Yeah, so they're saying that a 15K Bitcoin is still in reach with if they were to sell all this, but I really don't think it's gonna happen like that, bro. I really don't. Even if they
Yeah.
were to sell it, I mean, you got Michael Saylor who literally just bought almost $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, at like
We go to
60K.
16K, bro. I'm
Yeah,
getting
dude. I mean,
myself
even if
one.
it does, I'd actually be kind of thrilled. I'll be a little pissed, but I'll be thrilled, bro.
Yeah. I'm getting one
What's
though
up,
at that
Sesso?
level.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on?
What's
What's
up?
good, brother?
I'm in my comfortable place.
Good to see you, bro. Good to see you.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm selling everything I have. If Bitcoin goes down to 15K, all coins will follow and everything else. So I have to liquidate everything fast.
Facts, bro. I'm selling
Because
everything I got.
For real.
um, all my ammo, all my guns, all my
You can get as many guns as you want when you got a couple Bitcoin, bro.
oh my god. Like
But yeah, man, I think there's a lot of things that overhang the market that kind of give it the whole market sentiment that the bearish beliefs. But we'll see. I mean, again, you got a lot of large institutions buying Bitcoin still. The only thing I want to look at honestly is like on DeFi Llama, you have the liquidations too. So sometimes these liquidations can also downhill spiral some other liquidations, right? One of them gets hit that can push price because sometimes what happens is when they get liquidated, they're selling that money to cover the liquidation, to cover the losses, and then it affects the price depending on where they sell it and how they sell it. So you can see here that's Ethereum, wrap Bitcoin. Let's see. So and another thing, pressing all these buttons. Another thing to look at too is the fact that a lot of these are still long position. A lot of these are long positions. Uh, Let me see here. Sorry, I got to get all of our faces out of the way so we can look at this. But yeah, you can see, and what I like to see is the liquid their prices. You can see they're kind of preparing. This guy's got 49 million sitting in here, at a price of 31K, 36K. He gets liquidated 42K. Um, this is something I'd like to look at because these whales, look,
There's
52. Where's
52K
it at?
right there.
Yeah, he's got 5 million
wow.
on there. So I like to look at these levels too because when you look at the chart, it kind of reflects like where it is. But also, you look at something like Solana, and this is kind of where I had a little bit of belief on Solana was going to continue to go lower was because of a lot of these prices, these liquidation thresholds. Now you can see in these vaults, there's not as much money locked up even close as there is Bitcoin or even Ethereum. You look at Ethereum, and there's so much money. Almost all Ethereum comes through here first. You could see 145,000, 60,000, 61,000, 44,000, 139,000. So
And
you
I
can see
and I
the
I know you know this obviously, but don't underestimate like the amount that could get liquidated in Solana because some of those numbers, that's a lot for Solana compared to what, Solana's market cap is, which actually let
yeah,
me
bro.
pull up CoinGecko really quick. Solana's market cap is
I'm curious too.
63 billion, I
Let's
think.
see. Claude AI is a little bit better with us too. Let me
Yeah,
see.
63 billion.
Give it a second here. I know there's a chart somewhere. I'm gonna have to find like a cool website that shows it. And this is pretty important. How much it costs because these miners sometimes the cost right. So you can see it's kind of giving us April 2024. It ranges there. It is depending. Cost could be lower. Yeah, I don't really trust that answer that much, but yeah, honestly, it's super important to see how much it costs to mine the Bitcoin because that also depends on the mining rate, right? How many people, no new miners going to come in? Are they selling because of the electrical cost, right? They're going to want to sell it if it's costing them more for an electricity than they're getting in Bitcoin. They have obviously they're going to keep selling because they need money to pay for the electricity. So you want to keep that in mind too. But where are they selling? Is it over the counter, like Garrison said, where it's not affecting the market, or is it right on the exchange? But
It's
yeah, I'm gonna find a
probably
cool. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, I was just gonna say it's probably 100% on the exchange. They have to because
Yeah,
if they do it on the counter, I don't know. You have it's you gotta know how to do that to pass through undetected. Um,
yeah,
I
bro. I
remember,
think a
yeah,
lot of over the counter trading happens. Like we just see like what Garrison was talking about, the Germany, like all the Bitcoin that they're liquidating or trying to sell. There's a couple of guys that are trying to like reach out to their officials to try and buy it over the counter. That way it doesn't get sold on the exchange and affect the price. So I think a lot of the exchanges they get their funds from buying from the miner originally, OTC. Once they sell or buy actually on the exchange though, that's when it affects the price. Because I think what's happening is they'll buy it for a premium from these miners like Coinbase or Binance. They'll buy this Bitcoin from them at a premium for a little bit lower price, chunks of it, and then they'll go and sell it off on the exchange. When they sell it off on the exchange, that's when it really affects the price.
Also, I don't know how reliable this website is, but since 2020, electricity's gone up 29%. It tends to go up about 6.5% a year.
So with the
That's the
price of
inflation
inflation,
rate.
yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, and a lot of things are just moving up. As far as inflation goes, there's a lot of things. Garrison, you posted a cool chart as far as the amount of unrealized losses within the banks.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh, it's sickening, bro. But it's gonna be interesting. I think if you're on the wrong side of this transfer of wealth, you'll feel it more than anybody. And right now you can everybody feels it. You feel the prices. You go buy something, you get gas, you get food, you do it, you get your paycheck, you're like, where is it all?
no, it's gonna be hard for people to accept this reality because um, the information that it's free to study this
Yep.
information, but the thing is that the basically who's gonna affect this the most is boomers, people who have money, and all of a sudden it's gonna be worth nothing.
Yeah, bro.
And
It's scary.
like exchanges that are not going through that loop into crypto, they're all gonna fall behind.
Yeah, man.
Banks, anything that has to do with currency, if they don't go through that loop, they're gonna close. They're gonna shut down. It's over for them, and it's gonna be within the next year. I think is in when people are gonna start beginning to feel. We already feel it, but the change. So have you noticed that when that everything fell, the price of gold and silver untouchable.
Yeah, it's up right now. Gold at least.
Yep. It
Yeah.
was I was
All-time
looking
high.
at it. I was looking at different assets, and um as I was watching, it didn't affect it at all.
You
And
know, and
I was
it's funny you
yeah.
brought gold up too, bro, because gold's really the only thing that's held its value in as far as like what you get for what you spend. Because when you look at like about a half a bar of gold is going to get you about like back in the day would have got you like a nice tailored suit. Today, that same amount in US dollars could still get you a nice tailored suit. So like the equivalence is actually still there for what you could exchange it for back in the day. Back in the day, a half a bar of gold went for a nice suit. Today, maybe they don't want the half bar of gold, but if you sold it in US dollar, the value of what it's worth is still about the same. Like as far as what you get for what you're buying. Because it's weird too when you look at Bitcoin, like a house, for example, when you value a house in Bitcoin, you look at it and it's why are they becoming cheaper actually? They're not gaining value like everybody thinks they do. They're actually losing value in Bitcoin. When you value them in Bitcoin, you look, well, why is it getting cheap? It was 250 Bitcoin 5 years ago. Now it's 5 Bitcoin. So
It's
it's interesting, bro. It's definitely an interesting that I like to look at those things too because you can see kind of what's holding its value over time. You can see obviously gold holds its value, stores its value, but it doesn't multiply its value,
uh,
at least in US
uh,
dollars.
yeah, and like you said, some things that gold does hold value. It didn't go up, but it just held it. Um, on the 40, some time ago, was it like 20 years ago? On a 40,000-year-old salary, you could buy a house. You know, like right now, the average salary right now is you go work at a job that's any laborer, basic minimum pay job is going to be around 45, 40, $50,000, and people still can't buy a house.
Tyler, do you still have that paper that you
Mind
tracked like
blowing.
the price of stuff?
Yeah, bro, I got it.
You should go over that again real quick.
Yeah, bro. So my handy dandy chewed up, thanks to my cat's piece of paper. Yeah, this will be the last thing we can wrap it up here, but unless you guys got anything else.
I'm good.
But yeah, so what I did a little study, challenge you guys to go do it yourself, check it out, do the numbers, crunch them. Let me know what you think, because when you do it, you'll be a little surprised and might feel a little sick. So what this study is I checked the price from 40 years ago. So 40 years ago, it would have been 1984. Most of us probably, I wasn't alive, maybe not all of us, but most of us here, at least on this call, weren't alive 40 years ago.
No,
Um,
no, for sure.
but we can research and look what the prices were. So in 1984, 40 years ago, remember all these numbers I want to give you are from 40 years ago in 1984. So a car was $6,300 in 1940 or 19, oh my goodness, 1984. Today, 40 years later, it's $47,401. That's a 652% increase in the cost of your average car, not some crazy car, the average car. Gas cost 92 cents a gallon in 1984. 2024, 40 years later, it's 3.59 a gallon. That is a 290% increase. Rent was in 1984 was 350 a month. Today you're looking at 2,122. That's a 506% increase in price. A house, your average house to buy, this was from Cali specifically. Some of these numbers come from different places, so sorry for not specifying everything. But a house to buy in Cali 80 years ago or 40 years ago, my goodness, 1984, 40 years ago, getting them numbers mixed up. But to buy a home in Cali, your average cost was 115K in 1984. Today, it's worth 680K and some change. That's a 491% increase. Your loaf of bread, right? How much does it cost to make you a sandwich? 1984, it was 66 cents a loaf. Today, 254 cents, $2.54 a loaf. That's the 284% increase. And then we look at the one thing we all have in common, which is money. We all work for money. Not all of us invest our time to learn about money. Some of us do, some of us don't. It reflects. In 1984, your average salary was $29,000 a year. Today, it's only 58,000, meaning it's exactly only a 100% increase. So you have a 6x, like the 12x, like everything's gone up radically, dramatically, insane. We've had these in huge candles up over the last few years of how much price has gone up, right? 652%, 290%, 506%, 491%, 284, and your salary's only gone up 100%. How do you pay for those things? The answer is you can't. Over time, eventually you won't be able to. If this goes on for another 40 years like this, oh man, you're your loaf of bread's gonna cost you $977. Your house is gonna cost you $4 million. Your rent would be about $12K a month. Gas would be about $14K or $14 a gallon, and a car would cost you about $356,000 if nothing changes in the next 40
Jeez.
years. In 2064,
Crazy.
those are the type of prices you're looking at, based on using the same amount, that same price increase from 1984 to 2024, 40-year range. Again, I challenge you guys to do the research for yourself. Don't just believe me. Go look it up. Go look at the inflation rate. Go look at the price of things. I work at a job, right? I work at a paint store. I'm a manager of a paint store. So I can actually pull up the receipt from 2015 of what something costs. And then I go and look at it today. Insane. Absolutely insane. Guys, this year alone, 1 gallon of paint in 3 months went up 16%. 1 gallon of paint went up 16%. What does that mean for the rest of the shit? Because when you look at the inflation numbers that are reported by the government, it's based on a freaking basket of items that nobody buys. Nobody buys the shit. And that's why it's in the basket. That way it doesn't look that bad, because some things don't always go right. Like over time, maybe eggs go up in price, but cheese doesn't, or there's certain things that go up, other things that don't. But again, I challenge you to do the research for yourself and learn, because it doesn't matter what I tell you. When you find out for yourself, you'll start buying Bitcoin, start selling your house, start selling your car, your kids. You'll sell everything you can to buy yourself a Bitcoin.
For real.
But yeah, bro, that's all I got. We got 7 minutes left here. Do you guys have anything left before we end it?
I don't think so. I think
Set
that's
sail?
it for me.
Yeah, I guess I guess we don't have to talk about it between people who are still, panicking, and just there's still a stigma that that crypto's cooked, and it's out there. People are talking about it nonstop. I know what's gonna happen to the protocols. This is just like the innovation stage. What was happening when Google was being built, when um, the bigger companies that are billions of dollars. What's happening right now is that the pioneering right now and everything that's going on in the spaces right now is the same stuff. And what they don't realize is that like 100% is not guaranteed. Like something's gonna work, something isn't. This is what you don't invest in what you don't understand. Obviously, you guys don't have to say that to you, but
Facts,
this is
bro.
just other people are, why am I losing money? Or I thought, well, so much people are winning, and I feel like I'm the one that's terrible. It's because you don't understand what you invested in,
Agreed.
and that's pretty much it
Good.
for me.
But yeah,
Garrison.
no, facts, man. Facts. Actually, one thing I want to touch on that our boy McFly, shout out McFly. We were on a call with him
Oh,
earlier. But one thing he actually brought up, bro, and it was a realization moment. We have all these amazing, amazing projects in the NFT space. They preach the community, they preach this, that, and the other. But how many of them actually are a community who supports their community? Which one of them are showing up? Which one of them are sharing your stuff? This is where I have a problem with NFTs. NFTs can be great, but when you look at a lot of these projects, no matter even how much I like them, how much I like the people in them, the people that run them. You got to look at the fact that like when they preach community, are they actually there for you? Do they actually share your stuff? Are the people in the community, because I don't want to name any, but are the people in the NFT community supporting or sharing your stuff? Because that's what the whole thing is. That's what community is support, is sharing. So honestly, Setzel, you brought that up and it made me think about that, right? Because I can't tell you how many times I've bought an NFT because to support another project, right? But are they going to even support me when I show them what I do? Because I know that coin is going to give me a return. And that's what you said, bro, right? You didn't say it specifically, but you said know what you're investing in. What are you investing in? What is money? Spend 100 hours researching it before you buy it. Why would you buy it? It's like when you get eager to buy a freaking, there's a new something that gets released. Imagine you buy it, then the bug comes out and you're like, oh shit, we got to return all these ones. This one was bad because you wanted to be first. You wanted to be there. You wanted to be that. But how many people, again, how many people are going to take the time to research before they buy it? Yeah, it's honestly one thing I want to do. That's the last thing I have to say, but I want to really start holding these communities accountable, bro. How many of these NFT communities are really a community? How many of these communities are supporting their community members who are supporting them? That's a big thing. I was on a call again with McFly. He said something about it. I'm like, dude, that it kind of hit me, bro, because we support all these people. We show up to their spaces. We run spaces for them. And again, I'm not calling anybody out by any means, but I think in a space that preaches community, we need to do a better job at being a community and helping each other. That's what it's all about, educating each other, teaching each other, right? If they don't know about it, if they don't know what they're investing in, teach them what they're investing in. We're not 99% of us in this space are not a financial advisor, which is okay. But there's a lot of people in the space that are educated. You can take everything with a grain of salt. Ask AI. If you don't know, ask AI. If somebody tells you, ask AI. Ask
For
Google.
real.
Double
AI
check it.
always
That's why I
helps.
tell. Yeah, bro. That's why I tell people check my word. Go look. Go do the research for yourself. Don't just believe me, because in the act of searching, right, all searchers end up finding eventually, as long as they don't give up. So, guys, that's all I have to say. Setzel, thanks for bringing that up, bro. I
Yeah, this is
touched
awesome
touched
space.
touched a special heart in my special little spot in my heart. But like I said, dude, I love these NFTs. But there's one thing I want to do is I want to start holding them accountable. If they're a community, we're about to see if they really are. So, with that being said, guys, I got nothing else. Appreciate you. Anything else, you guys?
No, that's it for me. Good
Sweet.
conversation tonight.
Absolutely,
great.
bro. We got a new podcast episode dropping this Wednesday. I believe it's Tuesday at midnight. That's the alpha, so you can get it early. But it drops Wednesday. We got today, right next week, Monday Mindset at 10 p.m. Not Monday Mindset, my goodness. Live market analysis, Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We do it every single Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern. See you next time. Peace, guys.
Peace.
Later.